Welcome back to the NFA Review channel, everyone. Today we have a new suppressor from a new company, Brigade Tactical Mark 1 308. So we're going to cover it in depth here in the studio as usual. Then we're going to grab some hosts, we're going to hit the range and see what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and dig in. All right, when you open the box, it looks like we have some warning instructions here on how to use it. And there's the packing materials, an adapter, and then of course the Mark 1. Let's go ahead and settle it to the side, and we'll of course get right into the specifications. It comes in an overall length of 8 inches with a diameter of 1.75 inches. And it weighs in at 28 ounces, and that is including the included 1/2 by 28 mount, and of course this mount will be finished in the finish that you choose. Speaking of which, available finishes from them are black, gray, and tan Cerakote. And as far as the materials of the suppressor, it is 100% stainless steel inside and out. That is the core, and that is the tube. Now it is rated up to 308 Winchester, of course direct thread only like we just discussed, and the retail price comes in at $4.99, which is pretty much going to be the topic of today's video. Okay, this is a little bit heavier can, but since it's direct thread and you're going to be using it on a bolt gun primarily, this is going to get you guys into the game a lot more affordable than pretty much every other rifle suppressor that's available right now. When you're talking 30 caliber cans, you're going to be at or above the $1,000 mark, generally speaking, when talking about a 30 caliber can. So $4.99 retail. It's going to put you probably under the $500 mark when you're all said and done at your dealer. So that's pretty cool. Let's go to special features here. As you notice on the back of the suppressor, you probably saw the wrench flats. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary there, but it is quite helpful, especially when mounting and unmounting the can, especially if your threads are a little, carboned up from other mounts and suppressors you've been using. I can't stress this enough though. Make sure your threads are clean, and if you're going to shoot for prolonged periods on a bolt gun, you might want to put some blue Loctite on there just to help keep it a little secure if you're going to be doing a lot of shooting throughout the day, so you don't have to keep reaching up and grabbing a hot suppressor and tightening it down. And of course, at the end of the day, when that Loctite cools, you can use a wrench. I believe it's a 1-inch or 24 millimeter open end box wrench, or of course you can use an adjustable crescent wrench to get it off the barrel. You'll see these 2 spanner holes on the front. So there is a tool available that either they can use or the end user can use to take this suppressor apart to access the front of the baffle stack. Now, my box did not have any tools in it. When I talked to them, they mentioned the tool, so I'm going to get clarification on that before we hit the range. So when I do the ending talk on the suppressor today, I can go ahead and fill you guys in on if this is user serviceable or if this is something that they designed into the suppressor to service it later at the factory. That being said, they told me that the first half of the suppressor is more of a traditional baffle design, fully welded, and then they have a drop-in monocore area, and that is for robustness and of course, to take the brunt of the blast of a 308. And then what they did was they created a baffle stack that creates cross-jetting, and it utilizes voids between the outside of the baffle stack and the inside of the tube wall to catch and slow those gases down to allow them to expand and cool. So not your traditional baffle stack. It's kind of a 50-50 traditional and monocore. So that's kind of cool. I actually sketched one of these out years ago when I was designing some of my own cans, and that is a design that I came up with, so that's pretty cool to hear. Now, they did say it is ultrasonic cleaner safe. However, that's kind of a sore subject for me because I have ruined the finish on some cans by putting them in ultrasonic cleaner. So I don't put anything in a USC unless it is bare stainless steel, 17-4 stainless. That is it. That is the only metal I put in there, or else you do risk ruining the Cerakote finish on here. Now, of course, if it comes back that the tool is just missing, this is a demo kit, and then we can access this, and of course you would remove that front monocore, clean it, and put it back in the can. That being said, again, it is a rifle can. Specifically, you're probably mostly going to shoot 308, 300 blackout and 6.5 Creedmoor on this, stuff like that. That's probably what you're going to primarily use this for. You could use it, you know, for 5.56, but at 28 ounces, you're really not going to want this to hang off the end of a 16-inch barrel AR or SBR. It's robust and it's built up for use, in my opinion, on a 308 bolt gun platform, which actually I have right here already set up with the other one they sent me, which is actually really nicely finished in this tan. So matches this 308 setup pretty nice. So this is what we're gonna actually be shooting it on today. We're gonna shoot 308 and 300 blackout for sure. And I might bring the 6.5 Creedmoor out just to see if the sound profile sounds a little different, because to my ears, I can tell the difference between 6.5 and 308 when it's shot. As far as 5.56, I don't have any 16-inch barrel 5.56s left. I got rid of them all. They're either machine guns or SBRs. This is a 10.5 belt fed. I mean, I could put it on there, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. So I'm gonna pack up here in just a second and we're gonna hit the range. And of course, I'm gonna call them on the way to get some clarification on the user serviceability on this can. Again, my opinion, I'm not gonna screw with it. It's a rifle can. It's gonna get a little fouled up, that's fine. And especially if you're talking belt feds, especially if you're talking bolt guns here, you're really not gonna foul these things up enough to warrant taking apart to clean it. So hopefully it's mostly just a end factory deal. So again, 500 bucks and under, not bad. Let's go ahead and make sure it sounds the part, and then I'll give you my ending thoughts on it. Let's hit the range. All right, everybody, I did find out on the way out here that it is user serviceable. I actually found out on accident in the studio as I was putting away everything. I went to go unscrew it and the back half came apart. So I took it out. I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen now so you can see what it looks like on the inside. And I did speak with them. They are developing a front spanner system to take apart the front cap, but mine actually came apart from the rear, so you could probably do that as well. So we're just headed out to the range. I wanted to actually also drop something on you guys before we get started today. There is going to be a chance to, I guess you could say, win this suppressor right here, this exact one I'm using in the video, the tan one that we're going to be using in today's review. So stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how. First shot's fired out of the suppressor. Nice. All right, this should be the hush now. Sounds about the same. Well, sounds good on 300 black. Woo! That is loud. That steel is loud. All right, we got the side profile scenes done. Let's go ahead and scoot this puppy back to, 150, 200 yards, see what it sounds like. I'm gonna put the camera over here. It is starting to rain. Actually, as you can see, guys, it's about 9 in the morning here, and it is just a really crappy, dreary day, but I guess it's better than baking in the hot Florida sun, so I can't complain. So I'm gonna pack up half this gear, reposition the camera, and move down range, and we'll see what it sounds like from afar. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video so far today. So if I had to classify this suppressor, you know, it is on the budget level. I would put the suppression on 300 blackout pretty much on par with all the other 30 caliber cans out there. On 308, it was a little louder. I would probably place it somewhere around the Sandman S, so the shorter Sandman series. So that's kind of like my mindset here as far as what it sounded like as far as sound level and tone. Very low tone, speaking of which, no discomfort to the ears. While it is louder than, say, you know, a $1,400 suppressor would be, I didn't have any discomfort in my ears. I was kind of expecting a little bit, especially shooting the 20-inch barrel 308, but I didn't have any. And we shot quite a few rounds today without ears on, so that was interesting. Like I said, I think it has to do with the volume of the suppressor. It's a pretty large can for what it is, and there's a lot of open space here on the second half. So I think that attributes to that lower pressure tone that we're getting, and it does a pretty decent job of throwing that sound down away from the shooter's ears. So kudos to them for doing it at this price point. Again, hopefully you'll be able to score this for under the $500 mark, which for a can that's going to be good on 300 blackout, 6.5 Creedmoor. I know I didn't bring that today. I knew because of the weather we just wouldn't have enough time to shoot all the scenes that we needed to. I kept getting rain on and off all day. And then of course 308. Now I will say it is a little heavy to be shooting standing all day, holding it out at 28 ounces. So this is going to be reserved for those of you that are going to be shooting from a bipod or from a bench, which is, you know, basically what they were targeting here with this suppressor. So if you have a 308 toy you want to suppress, 6.5 Creedmoor, something like that, 300 blackout with a bipod, this is going to be a pretty decent ticket for the price range. I want to give another shout out before I let you guys go to shootsteel.com. We have like 20 of their targets out here. I don't give them enough kudos. I just wanted to kind of remind you guys who our channel sponsor is here for steel. Shootsteel.com, they have been great. They have donated steel to every shooting event we have done. Copious amounts of steel, and now we have it out here on my range, which we will be holding the private Patreon only shoot in November. So if you are a patron on Patreon, you already know the dates. We'll be out here. It is closed to the public. It is for us only, and we're going to come out here, have a good time, go out to dinner later that night. It's going to be pretty fun. Now, I told you earlier there'd be a chance to win this. So I did a poll on Patreon asking them if, since I have so many suppressors, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I really don't need any more in inventory. I have like 70 cans. I was thinking about starting to give away some when I do reviews on them. Now, I have to be careful about how I give things away as far as laws and terms of service on Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, stuff like that. So instead of like a raffle, I was thinking we can do a referral service. So anybody that refers a friend or family member that signs up under the gold tier on Patreon, you're going to get a tally mark for the month. So I'm going to go ahead and start the contest now, and it's going to run until the end of August. So first week of September, I will announce the winner. So you can message me on Facebook, Instagram, or Patreon. As long as I can cross-reference who you sent, who signed up under the gold member tier on Patreon, you will get one tally mark per person. Person at the end of the month that has the most referrals is going to win this exact suppressor that we used out here today on the range, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to kind of do this little trial run, see how it goes, and then if you guys like that idea, we can move forward and do that from now on. Again, you yourself don't have to be signed up on Patreon, but if you refer somebody that signs up, then you get a point. So that's how we're going to work it. So it should be pretty interesting, and this way it's fair for everybody. You don't have to sign up yourself, and we're going to give it a shot, see how it does. So I think that about covers it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If this is your first time on the channel and you like what you saw, click that thumbs up button. Really helps here on the channel. And of course, smash that subscribe button because we have a lot more videos coming and another announcement later on in the year for the next NFA review shoot / Suppress Fest 2021. See you next time.